So it's time to go through the Game Boy Color game collection. I've been showing you my pickups on the last few videos that I've done for Game Gear for Sega and for Nintendo Game Boy. I have, as you know, been collecting loose for the Sega Game Gear. I've been showing you my full collection up to date from about a month ago. However, the collection since doubled. I had about 40 games. I bought a couple of big bundles. And now I think I've probably got more 60 to 80 because I have added some games to those. So I'll do another video of that in the near future. However, all the pickups I've been getting for the Game Boy Color, they've been coming thick and fast. And the odd games come through, like 1 or 2 a week when I get good deals on eBay or on Vinted. So I'll show those games. We'll put on the screen of how much we paid and saved, all that sort of stuff. But I'm just going to go through the collection really, just show you where we've got, what we've got and where we're up to. I'll show you what I'm gaming on in terms of consoles. And what I'm really buzzing about was I was holding off for this video because I was saying previously it's a pain getting the cartridges out of the boxes when you've got box protectors. First of all, I'm going to give a shout out to, on Etsy, give me a shout guys in the comments if you want to know, but these box protectors can be quite expensive. I know Retro Ed UK sent me a link for some which were quite expensive, he said, but they're very good. I can show you a comparison in the good ones and the bad ones in a moment because we'll get to one of the games which came in a box protector that wasn't for myself. However, I got these, I think 10 for, I don't know, we're under 20 quid, like between £1 and £2 each. And I thought they'd be rubbish, but they're actually pretty good. But they're not as thick gauge, the plastic, and they're not as rigid, so they don't like, they're not as sturdy. They stand up fine, but they're not as like solid, if you know what I mean. They haven't got that girth, they haven't got that depth. In comparison to the others. So they are a bit flimsy, but for protecting it, the boxes, is fine by me for the price. But yeah, when you open these plastic bits out, a few people commented, like Ed said, put the tab the other way so it doesn't damage the actual box. It might have been Alex that said that from You Star Gaming. Someone said to me anyway, messaged me direct. Even Tootie said I was doing it. That must have been what Tootie meant. He said I had it the wrong way around. So that must have been what it was. Well, basically, I had the box protector on the side of where the tab is. I should do it the other side, not to damage it. But I digress. So I want to have them all out, the games. And I've realised it's fun getting the boxes as you come across them. But there are some games that I just really want. So I am going to collect the odd loose game as well, as I see fit. And because I've seen a lot in my local shops, like the Retro Hunter, for example. On a previous video where I showed some Sega Game Gear pickups, he had loose carts galore, but I was like, nope, I'm only doing loose carts for Game Gear and then boxed for Game Boy Color, purely because I'm not too bothered about the Game Gear boxes. They don't do much for me, but the Game Boy Color boxes just scream high quality nostalgia. But yes, I am going to go for some loose games. So I want somewhere to display them. So you've seen how I display my Game Gear games before. I have brought off of Etsy from the same, I think it might be the same seller. He does Game Boy Color ones as well. You can only fit 12 carts at a time. They are about 20 quid, so it's a bit expensive. Now, a couple of people have said about, I think Ed said about like a makeup holder, like a nail varnish stand. And a few people, I think John Bundy sent me a picture as well that he saw on Instagram of someone that had them displayed on the wall. And this is just pure coincidence. I wasn't planning on doing this video, right? I was enjoying myself. I'm going to the football tonight. I'm having, right, this says skinny beer. I can assure you, once you've had 10 of them, they're not skinny. But yeah, I went to get a pizza, long story short, because I'm a fat bastard. And I went to my local kebab shop, parked up outside a charity shop, see it's still open. So I went to get a pizza from the kebab shop and I thought I'd poke my head in there. And there was nothing in there, no new games. That's where I got my Guitar Hero bundle. You know, I got it for like, I don't know, what did I pick it up for? It was like 30 quid and it was worth like 170. That was like the biggest find I've had ever, probably, not just this year at a charity shop. But yeah, I thought I'd go in there to see if there's any good bargains and deals to find. Nothing in there. As I come out, I just see something dumped left outside. So I went in there. I said, mate, is this yours or someone dumped it? He said, someone's dumped it, but he goes, we would put it in there for sale. I said, how much do you want for it? And it's like, it's not been cleaned up. He was like, nothing. I was like, let me donate a couple of quid. He said, mate, don't worry about it. Just take it. So I've stolen from charity. No, so he gave it to me. He didn't want anything for it. But look at what a small world. Look. Right. It don't do it justice on camera. But basically, it is just a plastic sort of display unit. So I guess anything that fits in here, you would put in it. So I guess it would go in a shop. It's got 2 holes in the wall. Sorry, on the side. So you could drill it on the wall. You could display anything. So it's obviously like a shop display case. But it's perfect, like, for Game Gear or Game Boy carts. So the depth of it, you could get one at an angle, or like 2 or 3, or maybe even 4. I'll tell you what, I'll grab a cart, we'll put it in there. And it's got like a little lip on the front. I could fit probably, I don't know, a good over 100 games in there. So just put it in perspective, and they won't fall off. Look, they'll just sit leaning like that. It's like the best thing ever. So I will feel that I'll find a place for it. I have ordered a Game Boy Color stand, but I've already got 5 Game Gear stands, and they're all full, and they're like 20 quid each. I've kept them all uniform, but the Game Boy Color one, maybe I'll sell it, and I'll just use this because I won't ever need anymore. So this is awesome, and it's got a nice solid rigid bottom, so I could just sit that on the windowsill as well. So yeah, I couldn't believe that. So everyone in the comments, because I said in the last video I said let me know how I should be displaying my Game Boy carts. How do you guys do it? And lots of people gave some suggestions. So yeah, thanks to everyone, but we're okay now. I've got that. When I say we, I mean me, the royal we. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. It even stands up on its own. So what a weird find. People in the charity shop, it's quite busy actually. It's Christmas, isn't it? So people are trying to get some stuff. There's like a good few people in there, and they must have looked at me like, what a tramp. Why is he getting that? But one man's trash, another man's treasure. Right. It's what we're going on with the Game Boy Color. So this is an original case. I've got this at a boot sale. I mean, you can probably get them on. I didn't pay boot sale money though. I think I ended up paying like 7 quid for it. It wasn't like 50p. That one's for the missus if she wants to play the old Pokemon pinball. Basically, we just went Centre Parks for a long weekend. And I said about taking them just for a laugh. We didn't play them. We played the Switch though. Played plenty of games on the Switch, which I'll talk about in another video. I won't link them up in case you're into retro only and not modern. But yeah, I did play some cool indie games. Scott stopped going on about the Switch. That's for another video. Right, so she plays on that one, which is like an original one. And then I've got this sort of screen modded light version, which is really, really cool, which I've shown before, pretty sure. There are some loose games in here. So we've got Conkers, not expensive like the one on the 64, or the Xbox one cheap as well, and Xbox. But yeah, one of the Conkers games. I'll show you what games we've got in here as well, because there is some, I'm sure I had some loose games. Oh, they're all in here. It's in this little, got that at boot sale as well. Pokemon Pearl, little, I think it's like a DS case because of the size of it. So actually, some of these I've pulled. So we've got all the loose original Game Boy Pokemons in there, yellow, etc. Right, some of these are from the boxes, so I won't need to show them. I have got a load of a load of Game Boy original games, which I am keeping because obviously they do play in some colour. So Power Rangers in there. Love the Kirby series and franchise, so there's Kirby's Pinball in there as well. So I won't show any more of those because we'll be doubling up now. So I was going to show you the collection so far then of the boxed games. I think there is, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, about a dozen, about 12. We'll start off with this one. Right, this was no comment needed, right? There must have been loads of these because this is sealed, right? It's worth nothing. There's loads of them sealed, even online. So I don't know what the hell these just didn't sell, and there's a warehouse full of them because you can pick this up sealed like a tenner on eBay. There's loads of them floating around. Ed gave it to me. I can't remember why. We was at Feed Me Chicken's house, staying over before an event, and everyone pulled out some stuff like just to swap around, and I was like, Ed, it's so bad, I'm taking it. Got a mate's missus who's obsessed with boy bands, more English I think than American, so I doubt she'll be into that. Tony Hawk's, which we showed on a previous pickups video, they do a second one on the Game Boy as well. Still haven't tried it. Mask of Zorro, which was one of the games which I took with me. So you get a bit of glare, don't you, with the glossy plastic. That is one I took with me recently to Centre Parks. Aladdin. It's been pointed out to me again by Tootie, the Oracle. I didn't notice. You know, you look at Switch games, you know to look for power because you can trade them in CEX. It's all region free, so it doesn't really matter these days. But for terms of resellability, it's hard to sell something that isn't power. So this E for everyone, I didn't even notice. So that's American. So is a Tony Hawk's. So thanks Tootie for putting that out. I'll know to look now. Rugrats Totally Angelica. I brought these, to be honest, because I saw them in my local retro gaming shop, quite expensive, and I saw them at like a fraction of the price on Vinted, like under a tenner. I've since acquired 2, so hit me up if anyone wants one of those. Ed, if you haven't got that one, let me know. And then we have got Stewie Little. That was a good deal we got ages ago. I think that was from someone from OG Duffy's Discord a long time ago. I'm selling that quite cheap. I do want to get boxed the other ones, the yellow and blue as well, but we'll see as they come. Again, not Game Boy Color, but we do love the Gremlins. There is a Gremlins game in Game Boy Color, but it's quite expensive. A lot more expensive than this, I believe. Buffy, which we showed previous video. Now this is a bit more girth and depth to the previous games. So this doesn't fit in those box protectors. That's the only problem. They say one size fits all, giggly, but it does not. They may do for some advanced games, but some of them are different. I said this to Ed, like he goes, I was like, how do you display the boxes? He goes, Scott, it's a pain in the arse. They're not uniform, not just on size, but on where they choose to have the writing. They're a nightmare. So you just stack them up and then you just choose what ones you want to show front on. Probably the most underrated game. This is available, guys. I know Champion 2D Rob messaged saying he looked it up. I've seen box of these complete for like under 15 quid selling on Vinted. Get on there, because this is it's not a wrestling game, even though it is, but it's basically just to beat them up, like Streets of Rage, side-scrolling with wrestling characters. It's absolutely awesome. Really, really good. And I've talked about it before, a bit of a hidden gem for the system. And CX don't stock it, so you'll have to get it off Vinted or eBay. Yeah, so they're all the games. That's what we're up to. I will pop on a screen the ones I've acquired. So there's a couple I'm waiting to come. I thought they would come by now. That's why I was holding off the video, because there's another 2-3 games, but I'll pop them on the screen now and show you what I got them for. They are absolute bargains. And then that is just what egged me on. I was like, I've got to do the video now. I've finally got somewhere to display it. So that's awesome. So I don't know what questions I've got for everyone now in terms of Game Boy Color, because I think I'm all sorted. But yeah, just maybe tag me in some of your... I'm not on Instagram, that's a waste of time, or Facebook, don't tag me in. If you're on YouTube, tag me in, I'll check out your collections, or just send me a picture. Jump in the Discord and send me a picture of your collection of your game dream. But yeah, it's still on a proper hype chain with a Game Boy Color, so I need to get around some shops, get some loose carts. Now I've got these little stands, and you can see on the screen some of the new ones I've picked up lately. So I've just been looking. I'll sell the odd thing on eBay. With the credit, I'll buy the odd game and bring it in. So lots more games to come for the Game Gear and for the Game Boy Color between now and Christmas. Scott from Marathon Gaming. See you soon for another video. See you in the comments. Bye-bye. I'm Mario. And I am the Hedgehog. And today, with this...